Today, we live in a world where the word self-improvement is everywhere. Every bookstore, every podcast, every social media platform tells you that you must grow, you must improve, you must hustle harder, you must wake up earlier, you must become better than yesterday. And yes, improvement is good. Without it, there is no progress. But the question we must ask is this: at what cost? Because sometimes what we call self-improvement is actually self-destruction disguised in the language of success. Think about it. When was the last time you enjoyed a day without thinking about becoming more productive? People now measure their worth by how many books they've read this month, how many hours they've worked, how many skills they've added to their RA Summe. But life is not a scoreboard. Life is not a checklist. Yet we are turning it into one. We are chasing growth so blindly that we forget the very reason why we wanted to grow in the first place: to live a better, happier, more meaningful life. I've met people who are obsessed with success routines. They wake up at 5 a.m., drink their green juice, read 10 pages of a book, write affirmations, meditate, journal, exercise, and by the time they finish this perfect morning routine, they are already exhausted before the real work begins. They improve their routine, but not their results. They improve their habits, but not their happiness. Isn't that ironic? This is the unseen toll of self-improvement. Why does this happen? Because self-improvement, when misunderstood, convinces us that we are never enough. You read one book and suddenly feel guilty for not reading another. You achieve one milestone, and instead of celebrating, you punish yourself for not achieving the next. You see someone else running ahead, and instead of walking your path, you start sprinting in theirs. Improvement becomes a trap, not a tool. Social media has made this even worse. You scroll and see someone younger, richer, smarter, fitter, and happier than you. Or at least they appear that way. And suddenly, your progress feels small, your achievements feel meaningless. You forget your own story because you are too busy measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel. Comparison has become the silent poison of self-improvement. Let me tell you something important. True self-improvement is not about speed, it's about direction. You can be running very fast, but in the wrong direction. And that is failure. Meanwhile, someone walking slowly but steadily in their own lane is far ahead in life. The race is not about who finishes first. It's about who finishes true to themselves. The problem is that people confuse improvement with perfection. They want to be flawless, to never make mistakes, to always be better than yesterday, but perfection is not human. Mistakes are where wisdom comes from, failures are where resilience is born, and imperfections are where authenticity lives. If you try to erase your imperfections, you erase your humanity. I've seen entrepreneurs who spend years reading about business but never start one. They know every strategy, every market trend, every motivational quote, but they don't take action. Why? Because they are trapped in the cycle of getting ready. They are always improving themselves for the future, but never living in the present. A self-improvement without action is like sharpening a knife that never cuts. Some people sacrifice relationships in the name of growth. They are so busy improving themselves that they forget to call their parents, forget to spend time with friends, forget to laugh with their children. They tell themselves, I will give more time once I succeed. but by then, the people they love have already moved on or grown distant. What is the point of success if you are alone at the top? Others sacrifice peace. They cannot sit still without thinking about goals. They cannot enjoy dinner without thinking about productivity. They cannot rest because rest feels like laziness. But here is the truth: rest is not laziness. Rest is where strength is rebuilt. Even nature understands this. There is a reason for night after day, winter after summer, silence after noise. Growth requires balance, not constant motion. Do you know why so many people feel burnt out? Because they are sprinting in a marathon. They try to do everything at once, believing that more effort means more results. But in life, effort is not enough. Direction is everything. You can push yourself endlessly, but if you are pushing in the wrong way, all you create is exhaustion. Let me share with you an example. A young man once told me he spent 3 years reading self-help books. Every morning, he woke up at 40:30, ran 5 miles, read 1 book per week, and practiced public speaking. But when I asked him what he had built, what he had created, or how his life had changed, he was silent. He had improved habits, yes, but he had not improved life. He had become better at preparing, not better at living. This is the hidden danger of self-improvement. It makes you feel productive even when you are not. You feel like you are growing, but in reality, you are only polishing the surface. Real growth happens when improvement translates into action, results, relationships, and inner peace. Otherwise, you are just running in circles, calling it progress. Another danger is that improvement can become an addiction. Just like social media or video games, it gives you a small dopamine rush. You feel proud when you complete a habit, when you cross off a goal, when you finish a course. But soon, the satisfaction fades, and you need more. You chase bigger goals, stricter routines, more books. Improvement becomes an endless hunger that never feeds your soul. Here's a reality check. You don't need to be perfect to live a good life. You don't need to know everything before you start. You don't need to wait until you are fully ready, because you will never be fully ready. Life rewards those who act, not those who only prepare. Action creates confidence, not the other way around. So, how do we escape the trap of self-improvement? The first step is to redefine growth. Growth is not about adding more to your life. Sometimes it is about removing toxic habits, removing unnecessary comparisons, removing unrealistic expectations. Growth is not always expansion. Sometimes growth is subtraction. Second, we must measure improvement by peace, not just productivity. Ask yourself, am I becoming calmer? Am I becoming kinder? Am I more present with the people I love? If your answer is no, then your improvement is only external. True success is not about how busy your calendar looks, but about how light your heart feels. Third, celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Too many people skip celebration because they are already chasing the next goal. But without celebration, life feels like an endless race with no finish line. Stop, appreciate. Look back at how far you have come. Gratitude is the fuel of real growth. Fourth, focus on direction, not comparison. Your journey is yours alone. Some people bloom at 20, others at 40, and some even at 60. The timing does not matter. What matters is that you bloom at all. Don't let someone else's speed make you doubt your own path. Finally, remember why you wanted to improve in the first place. It was not to look perfect to strangers. It was not to win a race nobody asked you to run. It was to build a life that feels meaningful, joyful, and true to you. If your improvement is stealing that life away, then it is time to pause and realign. Think about the irony: people chase freedom through self-improvement, but end up becoming slaves to it. They wanted to control their time, but now their time is controlled by routines. They wanted to be happier, but now they feel guilty for every unproductive hour. Freedom was the goal, but chains became the result. The truth is, balance is the highest form of self-improvement. Balance between work and rest. Balance between ambition and gratitude. Balance between becoming better and being enough. Without balance, growth is incomplete. With balance, even small growth feels fulfilling. Let me ask you this. If you died tomorrow, would you regret not reading another book? Or would you regret not hugging your family more, not traveling to places you dreamed of, not living with peace and joy? At the end of life, it's not your improved self that matters. It's your experienced self. So yes, improve yourself, but do not lose yourself. Work hard, but don't forget to laugh. Dream big, but also enjoy the little things. Learn, but also live. Improvement should give you life, not steal it. Every successful person I have met has one thing in common: they know when to stop improving and start living. They understand that improvement is a tool, not a destination. They use it to sharpen themselves, but they do not worship it. They know that life is not about being perfect, but about being present. If you want real success, stop trying to improve everything at once. Instead, focus on what truly matters to you. Maybe it's your career, maybe your family, maybe your health, maybe your peace of mind. Improvement without focus is chaos. Improvement with focus is transformation. And remember this: joy is not found at the end of the self-improvement journey. Joy is found along the way, in small wins, in little laughs, in simple moments of being alive. If you keep postponing happiness until you become better, you will never be happy, because there will always be another level, another goal, another target. So ask yourself today, is your self-improvement giving you life or stealing it? Is it making you free or trapping you in guilt? Is it helping you live or making you wait for life to begin? Your answer to this question will decide whether you are truly growing or just endlessly chasing. Do not let the unseen toll consume you. Improvement is not about doing more. It's about living better. It's about building a life you don't need to escape from, a life you can enjoy right now, not 10 years later, not after you hit a certain number, but today. So grow, yes, but also rest. Learn, yes, but also laugh. Build, yes, but also live, because the greatest self-improvement you can ever achieve is not becoming a perfect person. It is becoming a whole, balanced, and truly alive human being.